nervous when they tell me I'm on the 14th floor in the hotel. Okay, I'm standing right here. I don't say that number. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really care. I actually like heights. I like heights. I know I would like to go skydiving. I have a son now, so I decided I'm probably just not going to do that just for, you know what I mean? I know it's safe. I know it's fine. Maybe I'll skydive if we can get like, where's Josh? I would like to skydive with the microphone into the arena to announce the players, the intro. That's what I'm looking for. I either do the zip line from that building, or I would like to skydive in, one or the other. Then that would be dope. I was on a boat one year, Dave.
The first capital of the United States, New York City, back in 1789. They were swearing in George Washington. Here on the 250th anniversary year of America, it is the capital of volleyball for this weekend. Welcome into Central Park, our second year returning with the Progressive AVP League to this wonderful facility at Woolman Rink. Kevin Barnett alongside Cameron Irwin. Gold medalist Rich Lamborn in the sand. Austin taking on New York on the women's side. As we take a look at the women's standings, Brasher and Cruz are definitely championship contenders. They've only played 2 matches thus far. Our first look in a while at them, Cameron.
And they have yet to find a championship in the AVP League, whether that be the Cup or the Pairs Championship. So you can guarantee they're looking to Chicago, trying to find as many wins as possible to get there. And with Humana Paredes and Wilkerson out on the horizon later on this afternoon, you can guarantee TKN is primed and ready.
New York is going to look for their second victory on the year. This is the final weekend of action for them. They are trying to get into the playoff picture. Austin Aces are very much in the playoff picture and very much in the international scene as well. Coming off a victory overseas in a major event, they continue to be one of the leading teams here. 7-1 last year, a semifinal loss. What does 2026 hold for Austin?
For the Austin Aces, you have to, of course, pay attention to their undefeated record. They have had a 3-set match that came against the Miami Mayhem. However, this duo is only going to get better as the season goes on. They've had the leading attacker as well as the leading defender in the league in 2026 so far.
Taryn Brasher rapidly becoming the most dominant net player in America. The rise of her blocking signals the decline of everyone else.
That's very true.
And if she doesn't block it behind her, the Nuss Bus has become the Cruz Cruise. Come aboard for stellar digs and ruthless scoring efficiency. Her mechanics are unmatched, and she's an inspiration to all the littles out there. 5'6", playing more like 6'6" back there, the 28-year-old Kristen Cruz.
The Nuss Bus. I like it.
So Austin on the sand, and they will face off with the New York Nitro. Superman requirements this weekend for those from New York, leaping over 2 tall buildings in a single bound and now in a single day as they try and win 2 in a row. Getting to Chicago is going to require a focus point to point here.
For the New York Nitro, definitely back against the wall at this point. Just 1 win on the season, and these last 2 matches, there's against some big-time opponents, both between Brasher and Cruz, as well as Urango and Rice. This duo needs to be good, and Tony Rodriguez has been so good. Molly Shaw trying to find a little bit more offensive efficiency after Vegas, where she hit 276.
They're trying to match up their fine performances. Molly took a big step up last year. She's found her game, her voice, and a new path in 26 alongside Tony Rodriguez, where the margins are small in AVP League play. Recovery is tough. She's done all the work to return to the sand inside of a year. Recapturing those last percentages of performance is always a challenge.
Some of those percentages continue to climb, though, for Tony Rodriguez. Every single week they've played, from Belmar to Aspen, now and into Las Vegas, she has improved her offensive performance. Vegas, she hit .557 on the weekend.
Yeah, Tony's starting to look more like the big TO we remember, and that is TEAX for those of you at home. She's rounding the corner on that final curve of the comeback journey. So Molly Shaw, left-hand side of your screen, will serve. Tony Rodriguez, her partner, at the net, taking on Austin. A huge challenge here for the home side. Not only one of the top teams in progressive AVP League play, the top team in the world. First ball down the middle, that's Cruz. She'll check down and score on attempt number 1.
And it really is pick your poison when you're playing TKN, whether it's Cruz, and she'll cut you up, especially there out of the middle, or Brasher, who will take some big cuts at the ball.
Yeah, what used to be Cloth and Nuss, it had more than one person ask me, who's this new team of Brasher and Cruz? Oh, expertly done. What a soft, deft touch from Rodriguez.
Yeah, and I actually really like that at the early stage of this match. You want to try and solidify some of those offensive options. Really make Austin have to think about the entire span of the net and every option.
Molly Shaw and James Shaw, of course, married a few years ago. Shaw playing for the New York men. And on the other side, will we have a Tony Schalk next year? James Schalk and Tony Rodriguez getting married later. The bachelorette and bachelor parties were held in Vegas following our last stop just a few weeks ago. Rodriguez right to the defense, and that is another kill for Kristen Cruz.
I always say something that doesn't get enough credit in the partnership of TKN is Brasher's transition setting. This is not an easy one. She's actually platform facing the net, meaning she doesn't have a ton of space to work with, and it's perfect for her 5'6" attacker.
Kristen Cruz has over 6 digs a set. She has more than 2 digs per set north of second place as that ball finds the line. Perfectly done.
As Tony Rodriguez, Molly Shaw.
New York Nitro coming out with several shots to start this match. Rodriguez, another quick check down, bringing it back to the line.
Yeah, teams have really focused on Tony. 167 attempts coming in. Molly just 110. And that's even with the digs there as Cruz gets the kill. If you compare it to Brasher and Cruz, Brasher was 62, Cruz with 50.
Again, like we mentioned, it's really pick your poison with those two. Whatever's going to play better to your favor. And when you're usually choosing the 6'5" attacker, that says a lot about how good the offense is of Kristen Cruz.
Oh, she'll cut you. Cut you, shoot you, jumbo you. You're just getting whipsawed around.
You just find yourself chasing your tail around the sand.
Overhead, what a delivery. Shaw, opportunity. Looking for the tie, no. Cruz chases it down, and it's chipped home by her partner. Hitting an identical 484 coming in as Taryn Brasher to her 2025 output. Consistency is one of the goals for her this year.
Yeah, and this is some tiger-on-tiger crime. Currently 3 LSU Tigers out on the court right now, between that of Brasher and Cruz, as well as Tony Rodriguez. And a big moment, too. You think about the New York Nitro. Tony Rodriguez actually injured last year in San Diego against this team specifically.
Yeah, both season-ending injuries for her have come against Taryn and Kristen. As Kristen comes up with another kill, and it's now 6-3.
And she goes pokey to the corner, 6-3 aces. It'll be Taryn back to serve.
There's that poke into the deep corner, like you mentioned. Just so many different attacks already on display from Kristen Cruz.
Just underneath it there, but cannot be corralled as it shot quickly at the blocker Brasher. New York with 1 win on the year. They defeated Dallas in Las Vegas, 15-7, 15-13, hit 533 as a team, high watermark for the year. They've had a number of very close sets. This time on to Brasher. She'll put it away effectively for New York. Service pressure has been a problem. 7 aces as a team, and they have given up 21. That is a league high number.
Yeah, the net 14 aces, or excuse me, negative 14 aces, that's definitely going to do a little bit of damage in terms of your point scoring. We know how important serving is, especially in these expedited sets to 15.
Molly Shaw drops that one into the angle. Cleverly done. Rodriguez to the line. A little bit of wind in her face all of a sudden here early on. That ball drops right down. Cruz picks it up and cannot make anything of it. So back within 1 comes New York.
It's been fun to see the growth of Kristen Cruz. I know she makes an error there, but even her numbers from year 1 now into year 3 offensively, she just continues to get better.
Rodriguez trying to issue an ace. Nearly had it. Brasher covers herself and goes wide. We're tied at 7. Nice little sprint here for New York.
You have to take advantage right now if you're the New York Nitro. A couple errors on the side of the Austin Aces. That is a rarity. Can they find the lead here?
They have 10 set losses on the season, 6 of which have been by 3 points or less for New York. They're back in a position here in a close first set. And go long. Side switch at 8-7, Aces.
We'll take our side switch at 8-7.
That's a second missed serve there from Tony Rodriguez. I like it though, especially against this team of TKN. You know you have to bring it from the service line. You've got to get them off the net to make their offense more predictable.
2-0 in the season victories over Miami and Dallas. It was an incredible battle with Miami. 3 deuce overtime sets to open the 2026 season for Austin. That ball is too close. Salvaged by Shaw. She looks down the line at the call from her partner, and that's a winner. 8-8.
I really like that set from Tony Rodriguez. Her ability to turn, utilize her hands, and it's the perfect amount of space against the 6'4" block of Taryn Brasher.
Would have been a net violation even if that one was long. So halfway through the set, New York has been the team with the advantage lately. Cruz slid into position for that reception and puts it away right down the middle past a pulling Rodriguez.
Kristen smiling because it's the second time now that the New York Nitro have pulled off the net. She adds a little extra pace. This has been a focal point for her. Can she get a little bit more snap, a little bit more flexibility in her arm swing to generate some more miles per hour in terms of that last second swing and the pulling block?
Trying to keep Tony Rodriguez from making a pull, and there is some pop on a swing. That right shoulder looking healthy.
But that's really the first real swing we've seen from the New York Nitro. They started this match with a lot of shots, working the defense. Of course, they had that option to start off the match, but now it's time to bring the aggressive play.
Can Tony Rodriguez be effective at the net? She can. She has 15 blocks, punctuated by some block explosions. Of her 15 blocks, 10 have come in 2 sets. There's an ace and an advantage for New York, their first lead of the set.
Yeah, she needed that too. I mentioned the 2 service errors, but she's getting after it from the service line. Working the middle, making the communication that much more important on the side of TKN.
Yeah, she's had 5 blocks twice. In fact, 5 of those blocks came in 1 set of 1 match. Tony can go on a tear here. She doesn't provide the opportunity. That one is long, and it's a sprint to 5 here in set number 1.
Everything goes to 15. Got to win by 2. Taryn back to serve.
So that ace has them on top 1 ace to none. They actually won the aces battle 3-1 against Dallas. Molly with some pop there and some excitement from Tony. So both players lighten it up here. A little bit of some hard swinging.
Man, you think about what the New York Nitro have done this year, and it has just been an all-out battle 4 of their 6 matches have gone to 3 sets, only walking away with 1 win thus far.
A challenging year indeed. Chicago still possible, but they would need this victory.
And most likely the next as well. The last women's team into Chicago last year just had 2 wins, but you're really gambling at that point.
11, it will be Kristen.
Who are your top teams this year on the women's side?
There's 3 standouts without a doubt.
Yeah.
Between TKN and the Austin Aces, you have the Palm Beach Passion, of course, with Melissa and Brandy, and then, of course, also the Miami Mayhem and Chang and Kraft.
Aces and Palm Beach, the Passion, will meet later today. And our CBS Sports Network and CBS window will be on CBS at 1 o'clock with that showdown that has so often occurred with the highest stakes, including in the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Brasher, Cruz, Humana Paredes, and Wilkerson. But here, with their hands full in set number 1 of the Aces against New York, dig by Shaw, big point. How about that dig right there by a pulling Taryn? And the conversion. All right, Cameron Irwin, I know you're in the stats. What is the biggest gain so far statistically on the season for Taryn Brasher? Don't look at your notes.
Biggest gain.
What is the biggest gain?
Ooh, let's see. Offensive, blocking. It's blocking.
She has doubled her output, not in blocking, but you're close.
Pulling digs.
Yes, pulling digs. Last year, 0.65. Here, 1.8, including that huge one on the last play. As that ball is in or out, it is in.
I wish all the AVP fans could have just seen Kevin Barnett putting blinders on me so I couldn't look at my stats.
You have notes everywhere. I have to make sure. 13-12, New York with the lead. A must-win weekend. Short to Cruz, who again puts the perfect touch on the ball.
That was pretty. For Kristen, 13-13, first to 2.
We have lost the music here in New York, and we've also lost the wind. A cool, calm day at the moment here in Central Park, off of a windy and wet Saturday. 8 matches today. This is match number 2. Hope you're in for a day of volleyball. There's a big swing and a little save out of the net, but not enough. Set point, New York coming up.
I mean, it's crazy. You think about TKN and what they've done in the state of New York. Last year, they played both in this event as well as the Hamptons. Every single one of those matches, 4 of which all went to 3 sets. And in each one, they lost the first set.
The music is back, and so are the Nitro. Looking for the set. Through the net and down. They're winning the battle at the service line, and the first set 15-13.
15-13 in the first, yes.
And the rhythm continues for TKN, dropping set number 1 in the state of New York. They've got to get rid of the butterflies because they don't only have to find a win here, they've got to find another later this afternoon. But New York Nitro playing tough against the undefeated Austin Aces.
New York with the enthusiasm and the deuce set victory. Set 2 in the offing.
AVP Beach Volleyball is more than a sport. It's an experience. And for just $59 a year, AVP Gold membership gives you all access. Ticket discounts all season, early access to seats, compete in AVP events, and big savings on pro gear. Get in the game and experience everything the AVP has to offer. Get your Gold membership today at avp.com.
Championship. Just take a look at this iconic field.
Are you ready? Are you ready? We have a huge crowd, overflow capacity.
Cameron, a lot of players and people have been waiting for this moment in this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
Here in New York City, first set in the books of match number 2 of 8 on the day. Crowd settling in on a beautiful picture perfect morning time. And the Austin Aces this year have been nothing short of exceptional. They dropped the first set here, but they have been a tough out everywhere else.
I mean, 30-1 match record. That's both domestically and internationally. They've won 3 of the last 5 they've played in internationally. But right now, their focus is on the AVP League, still looking to find their first title.
What will they have in set number 2 as we're underway here in Woman Rink? Slap over, another dig from Shaw. She's been in some good spots. Back corner, speaking of good spots, is the shot from her partner.
After the dig by Molly, a 1-0.
Pay attention to Tony Rodriguez. Now 6 of 8, hitting .750.
If you ignore a tiger, you do so at your own peril. See if she can get a block here at the net, waiting for Cruz. Cannot touch it. And Kristen Cruz continues her exceptional open. She is now 7 of 9.
When you talk to AVP pros and ask about who's got one of the best cut shots in the game, it's Kristen Cruz. A lot of it is due to her height as well. She kind of gets underneath that inside arm and gets right underneath the block.
The wild thing with Cruz right now, she has yet to be dug. She has 2 errors and 7 kills on 9 swings.
Going way up top.
Tony Rodriguez over the top. Rodriguez in that first set 5 for 7, as she has often been the target. Can you keep making her the target when she's hitting over 700?
Well, the other thing is you got to keep it away from her, even on the option. Molly Shaw's done a really nice job in terms of her platform and getting Rodriguez involved.
Took their first lead late in that first set. Took the first set. Here's a pulling play. Cut shot with the left, can't go down. Pulls again, but to the wrong spot. Tony Rodriguez says, my fault.
I was going to say, they actually had a pretty nice setup in terms of her pulling off the net. She kind of faked the big move of the block, but they end up in I formation, unfortunately, both pulling into the angle.
Shaw, dug by Cruz. Tapped over. Was there a touch? No, there was a net violation, and that'll be point Austin. 3-2.
That one hurts if you're Tony Rodriguez, because it would have been an error on the side of the Austin Aces. Instead, she finds herself in the net and hands the point right back to him.
Flat floater, New York off the net for the attack as well. Another pull dig. And another put away for Brasher.
Brasher pulling off the net like you mentioned, and does a really solid job digging the ball above her head or just about that shoulder height. If she's coming off the net, I might consider trying to maybe drop a little bit more towards her feet. Can you try and attack more of the sideline away from her body?
Ball tight, Brasher with 2 touches. Rodriguez cannot take advantage of that set.
5-2 Aces.
Boy, tough play for Tony Rodriguez. .40 run with Cruz to the line, make it 5-0 off the ace.
And to the namesake, Kristen Cruz throwing up the ace symbol. As this is a completely different team in the second set.
6-2, timeout taken by New York.
Cruz hitting .667, Brasher at the .333 mark in the second set alone. Rodriguez and Shaw, their numbers have dropped off from set 1 to set 2. They were hitting .667 as a team. Now into the second set, just .125.
New York is finishing their regular season schedule, but we're just getting started here for the Austin Aces. As you mentioned, coming in at 2-0. They're going to be in action in our next 3 events all day today, as well as the following 2, as we have 2 more dates on the regular season calendar for the Progressive AVP League. before we take the top 6 on the men's side and the women's side to Chicago. So Central Park right now ends up being just the 19th after inclement weather yesterday. We'll have next weekend. The weather's looking a little bit better in East Hampton. It's going to be a picturesque, beautiful boutique event up there. And then we'll be in Dallas the 7th and 8th, an indoor event in Dallas in August. And then Chicago, the championships. You know it's going to be rocking in early September as we finish our summer selection.
With so many outdoor venues, it has been interesting to see how the AVP League and the stats have kind of played out throughout the season. A lot of those hitting efficiencies overall have kind of dropped about 100 points across the board on both the men's and the women's side. You have to take in all the variables, the conditions, the heat, and we have challenged these athletes in just about every single way as the New York Nitro try and challenge the block of Taryn Brasher.
Well, everyone else's hitting percentages are dropping against Taryn Brasher. She had a huge sprint block in Stade to finish it off in a match there with the big left hand. First block of this match, and back-to-back. That's number 2 in a row. And 2 overall for Taryn Brasher. Out of the timeout, the run continues now 7-0.
Great press. This is the area of focus for Taryn Brasher in 2026. Her partner telling us that Taryn has become an absolute monster in terms of her block. Really working with Drew Hamilton, their coach, using all sorts of different phrases, trying to find key identifiers in terms of just making things make sense against specific attackers and different styles of offense.
Yeah, the most unique training environment in the entire beach volleyball world of the United States. That is in Louisiana for Austin, all by themselves playing against college stars. They said they're having a good opportunity here to get a lot of top college players in over the summer to come down and play against Taryn and Kristen. We do not spend any time in the USAB program or very limited time with the other top USA women's teams, so that keeps them out of the drama. And to some extent, Cameron, seems to keep them secret. You never know what they're going to throw at you when they show up to a tournament.
Yeah, but they also talked about always setting a standard, right, as that's tooled off the top of the Taryn Brasher's block. Saying, yeah, even though we might not have the competition in practice every single day, we understand what's going to work on the international side as well as the domestic side. The standard is always there in practice.
And they keep the focus on themselves and kind of that inner development rather than externally responding to what some of the other top teams are doing. A little give and take here. Taking is Kristen Cruz once again, who continues to be all but unstoppable on the offensive side of the game.
Fun to think about their career arc too. It wasn't more than just a handful of years ago. These two had 2 queen beds in a single room living at Drew Hamilton, their coach's house. And 2 years later, they become Olympians. And now they're on the top of the world.
Pokey there. Shaw runs it down to the left side of Boone. Brasher can't keep that one high enough. It's point New York. They have a lot of work to do here at 10-5.
It's the first time New York has beat Brasher on that polling block. Just a little bit more off to the side. Brasher only able to get 1 hand on it rather than 2.
Brasher off the net, down to the sand.
Brasher the Basher for 11-5.
That'll send Taryn back to the line. Coming in 4 aces on the season, which is actually an improvement over last year. Overall numbers. There's another area for potential gain. That ball is struck well to the sideline, point New York.
I like seeing Tony Rodriguez out there taking some swings, some cuts at the ball again. Kind of going back to that shoulder health. It's been nearly a year since that injury. She returned to the court back in April of this year.
Tough serve down the middle. Shaw, another scoop. Right back at you. Brasher with the kill, and they're back to double 12-6.
That's a bummer if you're the New York Nitro, because you played that point so perfectly. Starting with the serve, you got the Austin Aces off the net, able to run down the shot and find a ball in terms of an attack. With a little bit of extra something on there, but the Austin defense just too good.
Short serve. Close to an ace. That ball was touched. It'll have to go. On 2, winner.
Little deflation there for the Austin Aces, saying, what do we have to do? Just kind of an ugly swing coming across the net. Not quite ready for it.
Well, we've seen a couple of hard swings from the Nitro. Austin hasn't really heated it up.
They haven't needed to.
See what kind of pop Cruz has here. Nope, shot. Jumbo.
Over and
winner.
down, it's 13-7.
13-7.
The only pop we've really seen from Brasher and Cruz has been Kristen Cruz on a couple of those times. The Nitro pulled off the net. She's added a little extra pace, but it's been all this over the top of the block, around the block.
Just positively deadly now. 10 kills on 15 swings for Cruz. Ridiculously efficient as Rodriguez continues her hot hitting numbers, now about 600 with 12 kills. 12 on 18, top performer in this one. Just 1 error and 2 aces. Still winning that category is New York, 2-1.
She's had a lot of success going middle.
Here from the corner to Brasher, high ball to her. There's some heat.
We'll go way up and straight down. Taryn is set point.
Interesting tactic from the New York Nitro. Taryn Brasher perfectly in system and still choosing to pull off the net was Tony Rodriguez.
The wind kicks up, kind of coming across the court. Perfectly dug by Cruz. And sliced down the line. That is deli thin for the win in set number 2, 15-8.
Not surprising on the response from Taryn and Kristen. They stepped up every phase of their game to find the second set.
Taryn and Kristen all over.
So we will go to a third in that second frame. Brasher and Cruz hit 600. Can they continue to have the offense carry the day? We'll find out. Third and deciding frame coming your way when we return to New York.
AVP Beach Volleyball is more than a sport. It's an experience. And for just $59 a year, AVP Gold membership gives you all access. Ticket discounts all season, early access to seats, compete in AVP events, and big savings on pro gear. Get in the game and experience everything the AVP has to offer. Get your gold membership today at avp.com.
Each of our 8 teams fighting for that singular championship.
Drafted by the NBA and carried the AVP.
Just take a look at this iconic field.
Are you ready? Are you ready? We have a huge crowd, overflow capacity.
Cameron, a lot of players and people have been waiting for this moment in this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
Set number 3 is on its way from New York. A look at stats through 2. Kevin Marnett, Cameron Irwin, alongside Rich Lamborn here in Woolman Rink. New York has some good hitting numbers in the first, a little bit different story in the second.
Yeah, they definitely have changed it up in terms of the offense against TKN, dropping from 667 to 250. Just a few extra errors, and a big reason was Taryn's block really coming into effect in that second set.
See some Austin Aces merch in the crowd. They'll be excited about the 11 kills, 11 digs for Kristen Cruz, who has put a double-double on the sand already. Here, wind picking up. It's been a little swirly Kristen Cruz, 1 double-double in her first 10 matches of league play. Now 8 of the last 10 she has put double digits in both of those categories as we open the set with an error. First indicated from New York. In fact, the ball was out of bounds, but it was touched off the net by Taryn Asher.
Yeah, and a nice catch in terms of our officiating crew just off the top of the block.
1-0 New York. Everything resting here for New York, perhaps a whole season on this particular set as that one is in the net. Let's check in with Rich Lamborn.
Thanks, Kev. You guys tell me what you think. It feels like the Austin Aces love to go 3. They win a lot, and maybe it's a testament to their confidence in themselves. They get kind of everyone's best shot as the #1 team in the world, but they end up in a lot of these 3-set battles. And, again, they're supremely confident in their ability to kind of play the long chess match, figure you out, and come out on top. Your thoughts, guys?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like we mentioned, the last 4 matches here in New York that they have played have gone 3 sets. But we talked to them, and they said there are definitely some butterflies, kind of that first game of every tournament. So this weekend, this is their first competition. They've got to get rid of some of those butterflies. But again, just really remembering that they'll never forget how to play volleyball. They have to settle into matches, but that can get them into some dangerous territory.
Longest rally of the match happening here. A couple of big rips from both sides dug up. Finally, Taryn Brasher up over the top of the ball, and that one straight down for 2-2. Maybe they're just trying to provide maximum value for a New York audience that's used to high prices in the city.
Well, and it's true, like Rich mentioned, like everybody wants to level up their game against the best team in the world. When every team you face has nothing to lose, that's a really tough task.
So the Philadelphia Eagles have faced the last few years, and I'm sure your Rams are going to get this year. But they will lose to the Eagles. That ball's wide right. Kristen Cruz, rare hitting error.
There's that double-double, 11 kills, 12 digs.
On 2, success. And the Aces are even again.
You know, as much as I always say I want to see more on 2 from the Austin Aces, then I wouldn't get a chance to see the magician go to work in the side-out game for Kristen Cruz as Taryn now reaches double digits.
The magician, I like that. Way off the net, dug by Cruz. She'll be in the middle. Block once again, but not to the same this time. Brasher, left side. Put away there as that one finds its way out of Woolman Rink.
We talk about all these advanced offensive systems now, whether it's domestic or international, in terms of their tempo, their spread offense. But I love that Austin just knows who they are. Set Taryn the high ball in transition, give her an opportunity to be the physical beast that she is, and take a big swing.
Sand timeout. Tony Rodriguez getting things cleared up after that rally. Aces 4-3, 15-13 in the first. New York with a good sprint when it was needed. Aces in control of much of the second set, easily 15-8. And we now have a deciding third set. Down the middle, that is too tight. And into the net goes Tony Rodriguez. Point Austin.
That violation, point to the Aces.
I wonder if that's just a little bit too much trying to force that ball. Rodriguez a half step behind on the option swing.
Second match of the day for us. We will have 8 today. First doubleheader in the history of the Progressive AVP League. Nice on 2 attack there. Tony down the middle for the W.
Yeah, and just shoring that up, right? And I like that they go right back to it, making sure the contact and the pass slash set is right on target.
Flat floater, fought off. Brasher with another K.
And that's just a different contact point, right? In terms of the height reached. Taryn Brasher going up. She has a shortened amount of court to the sideline, and just great management.
This is where they did the majority of the damage. In set number 2, Cruz at the line from that corner, and the blocking of Brasher at the net. Touched, but not turned. That ball goes down in favor of New York.
I know Brasher has come away with several blocks, but to New York's credit, they've done a pretty decent job in terms of some of those tight set locations and the coverage plays. Really getting underneath the attack and finding second chance opportunities.
I like to change the direction. Point of impact there by Rodriguez to get around the block. Brasher, big run up, and that's some power.
Set 5.
Holding on to that 2-point advantage, looking for a side switch here.
If I'm Brasher, I'm going to try and find that right side of Molly Shaw. See if you can eliminate the option play.
Down the middle. Rodriguez gets out wide, makes some space, and can't find any to get past Taryn Brasher at the net. Another block. That's number 3 on the match.
That's another way to eliminate the option. Just go right at Tony Rodriguez. Delayed move from Taryn Brasher. You can see the patience as a blocker, waiting just a hair longer, going up and finding the shot.
There's 2 of you, and you know each other.
Overhead set, trying to move Brasher. The shot over the top is good, back to within 2. $16 kills, 2 aces, 0 blocks so far. The kind of streakiness of defense at the net from Rodriguez continues.
The block explosion.
Yes, looking for one here. 15 total blocks in the year, 10 in 2 matches. There's another ace. That part of the game picking up for New York. Third of the match.
She found some tough serving into the middle of the court, and you can see almost a little bit of that shift, right, from the Austin Aces moving towards that right side and into the interior of the court. She catches Brasher back to the left.
Yeah, a little inside out coming from Tony. Where does she go with the follow-up? Looking for the tie. Trying to go to that same spot, finds the net instead.
And it's interesting, too, just on the next serve-receive opportunity for the Austin Aces or side-out opportunity, watch the depth at which they start. Taryn about a step and a half further up the court towards the net, whereas Kristen Cruz, another, got to get a step and a half back.
Big gust of wind here, and maybe that affected the service as it was pushing the ball to Molly Shaw's left.
Trying to expedite the serve. Kristen Cruz, and rightly so, recognizing the variable wind, taking advantage.
Yeah, the wind now crossed the other direction from earlier. It is definitely swirly down here in Woolman Rink. Overhand take, that ball's too tight, and bounces off the cable. No touch from New York needed.
Tony saying a little extra across to her former teammate, Kristen Cruz. The flag's right now not moving, but it's totally variable. Some big-time gusts coming into the mix, and this is what you have to pay attention to. This is that added challenge in this beautiful game of beach volleyball.
20 miles an hour to 0 in 2 points. Cruz will slap at that one. Perfectly done. Beautiful.
I like the New York Nitro still attacking that left sideline of Taryn Brasher. They got her into some hot water, but Kristen Cruz saved the day.
It does sound like some superhero stuff right there. Kristen Cruz saves the day. Rodriguez with the scoop. Long run to get there, and she successfully puts another one away, holding the line here for New York, but they're running out of time, 11-9.
This is where an ace would be fantastic. The last 2 serves, they've gone to the left sideline of Taryn Brasher. Or pick up a real point right here. Can you scoop and score?
Rodriguez, 1 ace, 1 error last time. Same serve routine. Down the line. Brasher waiting. And then pouncing on that one.
Right through the wickets.
Let's go, Taryn Brasher. Bring out the hammer. And there was a little unsteadiness on that platform too. They changed the tempo. Instead of bringing the pace to the left, went with a little bit more of that float, trying to get the ball to dance.
Shaw way outside. Finds the mark. Way to measure it to the side.
That is what you call bettering the ball. That's set well off the net. They're trying to run a little bit of that spread offense, the longest set you've seen from the New York Nitro thus far.
Short one picked up by Shaw. Perfect set. She covers herself. Second chance opportunity. No. Rodriguez with heat, soaked up. Cruz heats it up herself. Best rally in his third set. 13-10, Austin Aces.
An absolute wizard. Kristen Cruz, yet again, with an open net in front of her, no block. She says, no problem. There's the coverage play, though. This is where New York has done a pretty nice job creating those second, third chance opportunities, but you got to get around the big-time block of Taryn Brasher. And look at that. No block in front, just right in the pocket for Kristen Cruz.
Right up the middle by Cruz, who continues to carry a heavy load here. Again, kind of evenly split. 24 attempts for Brasher, 22 for Cruz. 14 kills for Brasher, 13 for Cruz.
We'll be back to
along with those 16 digs. So Brasher has seen a whole bunch of service here, while Cruz has gotten a whole bunch of attempts in transition. On the other side, Rodriguez with 31 attempts, 17 kills. That's 452.
And Miles Evans. And that's just round one.
Aces versus Nitro coming up next on the men's side here on our stadium court inside Woolman Rink.
You saw the blocks on screen, but importantly, the control blocks as well. So those are some of those blocks that are recovered back by the other team, but at least applying the pressure nonetheless for Austin.
Yeah, if you didn't catch it, 6 by Brasher on the control category, just 1 for Tony Rodriguez, who is still searching for her first stuff block. Brasher with 3 winners there. She'd love to pick one up here in the waning moments of set number 3, which will decide this first matchup of the day for each side. First ever AVP League doubleheader. Due to tough weather yesterday, the fans getting treated to something special today. Service up the middle. Rodriguez will take it on 2. Beautiful overhand dig. That one crossed into the cable. A must-have for New York, and they got it.
In there, Molly, 1-3.
You get a chance to see Kristen Cruz continue to go to work defensively. That net stealing her last swing away. New York still needs a real point, if not 2 here.
Rodriguez has an ace from this side in this set.
Here's that look for the Austin Aces, right? About a step and a half for Brasher. Instead, they go to Cruz,
who chops it. Shaw's under it. Back-to-back winners will not be here. 13-12. 13-11 becomes 14-11. And it is a match point for Austin.
For match point. It is match point TKN.
Taryn and Kristen Nation on their feet.
Oh, that's so good.
New York holds it off for at least one more. Second chance to close now for Austin, looking to go to 3-0 on the season and all but kill the hopes of New York of getting to Chicago. Wind kicking up. Brasher putting it down. 15-12 in set number 3, and Austin remains undefeated.
The comeback once again in New York.
Perfect start and yet another 3-set match victory for the Austin Aces. Finishing
New York for these 4 athletes.
with the on-2 play.
Kristen and Taryn.
Giving New York what they want. Extended action from the Austin Aces, and then a victory. They lose 13-15 in set number 1. They come back in dominant fashion, 15-8, 15-12.
We'll play right at 1 o'clock live on CBS against the Palm Beach Passion. Taryn and Kristen will take on.
So the Aces are in a good spot at 3-0. They will next face off with Palm Beach. For New York, it's do or die against San Diego later today. 3 sets of fun action from Central Park has Austin victorious. The first set.
Okay, your home, auto, and business vehicle are all protected with Progressive. Nice. It's a bit overwhelming running a business and a family. Ooh, it sounds like someone could use a vacation. A what? A vacation.